chat, the brew, and the big black dog. Yes. A series of completely unscripted videos that I started doing a few weeks ago, and I don't know whether everybody's enjoying these or not, but it's a bit different for me anyway. Let's put it that way. So, what's been happening? Well, at the moment, are you going to get out of the road? Come on, mind. At the moment, I've been having trouble with my internet connection. It's taken a long time to upload videos. What are you doing? It's taken a long time to upload the videos to YouTube. It's taken a long time anyway from when I first started. It's taking a good few hours. The problem is, while I'm uploading, I can't do anything else on the internet. So what I start doing is going to bed and leaving it uploading. The problem is, when I come get back in here in the morning, there's no connection. We've lost connection somehow during the night. And when I check how much has been uploaded, you're talking somewhere between a quarter and half of the video. So it's taken a lot longer then to upload the rest of the video. So at the moment my computer desk, which I might add is not a very light item, has been pulled forward. Well, I've been able, so I can get behind it to take the faceplate off the socket, the telephone socket, and then now the filter, which has the telephone lead and the internet lead, is now plugged inside the test sockets behind the faceplate. They've been doing some testing at my the place where I get my internet from. You've noticed there is a slight issue somewhere that I kept losing over a few days, and they want to keep an eye on it for another couple of days, and they're going to phone me back on Thursday morning and see how things go. Yeah, so that's why you've not had much in the line of content off me over the last week or so. Well, that's one of the reasons. The thing is, once I've got this, and I'm sure that the line and anything else is okay, I'm going to be upgrading my broadband supply to a much faster one. So hopefully, fingers crossed, there shouldn't be any issues anywhere, and what there is can be quickly dealt with. There's not what do we call it, equipment issues that's here. Hopefully it's just something down the line somewhere, and then I can just get in contact with the salespeople and upgrade my broadband, which will be nice. So for a few pound more, I get, what is it, 10 times faster upload speed. Might work. Yeah, so that's, as I said, that's part of the reason why I've not been doing a lot of uploads at the moment. I still have 2 videos to upload from the base set of Dungeon Saga, and that's oh, what's his name? The Necromancer. Not a clue, can't remember. Now, I cannot remember what the Necromancer's name is in Dungeon Saga. That's annoying. Mind you, that's what my brain's been doing all day to me. For some strange reason, it keeps shutting off in mid conversation or in mid sentence, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Ah well, never mind. What else is there? Kickstarter. Well, the Cthulhu deck building card game, that finished yesterday. To put this in perspective, today's the 7th of March 2016. Yesterday, obviously, was the 6th of March 2016. It finished yesterday morning here in the UK. Eventually, we got past the $30,000 mark. So a few more things have been opened up, but it was very slow going for that for some reason. Don't know why. I think I mentioned in last week's, or was it the week before? I can't remember. About the Sentinels of the Multiverse one, where they're giving away, well, not giving away, they're doing a set of oversized foil villain cards, but they're only planning on doing them, only planning on doing certain ones out of certain packs. They're not doing the full set. But they sent, because of the way everybody was commenting about them, they sent out a survey to find out exactly what people wanted, and they basically concluded that we want all the villains as a foil oversized card, not just a few. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? So they've adjusted the add-on, and they're all going to get the foil oversized upgrade. Every villain. Oh, that's going to be nice. Yeah, so that's been added to the order, as it were. Well, added to my pledge anyway. I sent them a message asking would it be would I have to do it now or through the pledge manager at the end of the campaign, and I got a message saying they weren't using a pledge manager because they don't use them for whatever reason, and so I've just added to my pledge, and as soon as I did that, I got another message through saying, yeah, well, the bosses have just told me that we are using a pledge manager. Ah, well, it's done now, done and dusted. Got all I want. There, sorted, smashing. Why do I keep doing that? Oh dear, oh lord. So that's for the Kickstarter stuff. Oh, Crimson Creek, is it? Can't remember the name of it now. Crimson Creek, I think it's called. That's a card game set around the stalker slasher movies of the 80s. I've had word from them that they are on target for delivery next month, so that will be fun. Hopefully it's a good game. What I've seen of it, it looks a good game, so I'm just hoping it is a good game. And then it's just a case of waiting for the other stuff, like the extras from the Thunderbirds game and what do you call it? Conan. That's the one I'm looking for. Lots of minis. Lots of minis. Oh, I don't know which is going to be worse, Dungeon Saga or Conan for minis. Lots and lots of minis. Really nice. Yeah, something I do want to mention as well. You may have noticed that we've not been doing any Q&As for a few weeks. The reason for this is because we've only had 2 questions. Now, whether or not we get any more questions, I'm going to do a Q&A, or I'm hoping to do a Q&A on Friday. Saying that, I have a dentist appointment on Friday morning. Not sure what they're going to be doing to me, so I may not be in any fit state to talk. Never mind video. But if it's just a check-up, it's first time I've been for a while, then I will try my best to get a Q&A done on Friday. Now, hopefully I'll get some more questions asked. If you want to ask a question anything at all. Doesn't have to be about painting, doesn't have to be about gaming, can be about anything whatsoever. Then go to the last Q&A video and leave the question in the comment section there. If you don't want your name read out, then send me an email. My email address is always in the description bar of every video. I will just treat that as though it's between you and me. I will answer the question on video, but I will not reveal your name, unless of course you let me know that you don't mind me revealing your name. Up to you. But what I do ask is, if you are going to send me an email, because chances are I won't have you on my address book, it will go straight through to junk mail. So just put in Spider's Web Q&A in the heading bar, and that way I'll notice what it's for, and then I can just pop it to one side until I'm ready for doing the video, and then I can print it all out, and I can act all surprised when I see the questions. Because like this, well, this one is completely unscripted. The Chatterbrew and a Big Black Dog. I'll just talk about the first thing that comes into my head, no matter what it is. The Q&As, to a point, they are scripted. That script being your questions. And that being said, I don't like looking at them. I've said this before, I'd like to explain it time and time again so people understand how I work with this. If you've not seen any of my Q&A videos, what I do is I set the camera up, I get everything sorted out, and then I go to my computer, and for the first time I print off all the questions. And I only read them properly as I'm on camera. So I haven't a clue what's being asked. Now, I am thinking of doing a live Q&A. Not sure how that one's going to work. I've never tried doing a live YouTube video thingy. So if anybody can give me any assistance on that, that'd be interesting to do. I mean, it's getting to be Good Friday shortly, isn't it? So, end of the month. I might do a Good Friday a live Q&A. See if I can sort it out and then do a live Q&A on Good Friday. And if anybody is interested in joining me on that, then you can do so and ask questions as we go. That'll be fun. Yeah, right. Oh, what am I going to think? What am I thinking of now? Yeah. Next week, hopefully, well, Friday, I'm going to be having a chat, hopefully, with all of them who, or the others who do the role-playing stuff on a Tuesday evening. Steve, Anita, Scragger, Ben, and Ben's mate, Niall. And see whether, I'll see what we're doing for next week, because I know we're planning, or Steve's working on a D&D adventure. So we've all picked our characters. I'm going to be a drow ranger. I like the drow for some reason. Must be the spidery thing. I don't know. But I'm going to be a drow ranger, and Scragger's going to be a gnome, I think. I can't remember what everybody else is going to be. But hopefully there's going to be a lot of laughs in that one. And I want to find out how they'd feel about me videoing. I know that I said last week that they weren't averse to the idea, but I don't know whether that would just be, or whether they'd want that every week, charting the full progress of the game, or whether they'd prefer it to be just some one-off ones that we do. But it would be nice to know, and I would love to share the experience with you, because I'm really enjoying that on a Tuesday evening. Speaking of Tuesday evening, I'll not be doing anything tomorrow. We have a what do you call it? Oh, we have a meeting at the studio tomorrow, so I'll not be role playing tomorrow. Oh well, can't to be helped. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, we only have meetings at the studio every now and again, so it's not as if it's going to be every week that I'll be missing. Or it's not as though on a regular basis I'll be missing, rather, not every week. Yeah, it's not ideal when I seem to be busy every day and every evening, apart from Monday. And speaking of Monday, I think it'd be about, what time is it now? It's 8:30 Monday night. So once I've got this video done, it'll be a case of transferring it over to the hard drive, putting the titles to it and blah blah blah, and then I will be leaving it overnight to upload. Fingers crossed there's no problems with it. Why I went into that I don't know. Could have done that earlier, never mind. Yes, one thing I'm thinking of doing, I was saying, was it last week or the week before, about an online magazine called CQ that I've been invited to appear in May's edition as an unknown artist feature that they're doing. I've sent them off the photos of the artwork, and they also want a profile photo, not a profile photo, a photo of me. So I'm sending them this one. Had to be done. And send them a little bit of a bio of me, tell them a little bit about myself. I hate doing that. I really do hate doing that because I can never think of what to say. Luckily, Karina, who I did had the chat with on video about the authoring and the fibromyalgia one. If you've not seen them, they might be worth your while looking at. But she wrote me a bio for something that I was doing, so I just basically made a few adjustments to it and sent it to him. But he did ask about a website where people can go and view my work and then buy, which is something I haven't really thought of, because as it stands, all I do really with my artwork is just take a photograph of it, upload it to my Facebook album, and then put it to one side. If it's something I really do like, it gets framed and put on my wall. Or if it's a box canvas, I don't even bother framing it, I just put it on my wall. But it's got me thinking now, should I do that? The thing is, I have no idea of how to create a website. So I'm just wondering whether it might be an idea to just open another album on Facebook and, with pictures of my paintings that I'm either willing to sell or I'm willing to do a variation of and sell. Because if I sell a painting, half of the profits from that painting will come to me to replace paints, canvases, whatever else, and the other half will go. I'll be donating to Hospital Radio Writington, where I volunteer. And so far, I've got 20 quid tucked away from Karina to go to the studio, which for a painting that I did. And I keep forgetting to take it in. I'm going to have to put it to one side so it's there and I can take it in and hand it in. I'll do that tomorrow, because no doubt the treasurer will be there. I'll have to try and remember that for tomorrow. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, if I do sound paintings, 50% goes to me, 50% goes to the studio. Now at the moment, some of my paintings are up at Wigan Infirmary for the next Arts in Health exhibition. So I'll not be able to really do much with them, although saying that I do have decent pictures of those, so I don't think I should have any issue with putting them up. But anybody, any idea of, first of all, whether it would be this is just coffee, by the way, there's no alcohol in it. I'm just having trouble with my brain switching itself off in mid-sentence and mouth starts floundering. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether it would be a good idea to either create a new album in my Facebook page, or I'll say start a website. But the problem is I have no idea how to do a website. I'm not very technical. I can find my way around the internet, and I know basics of bits and pieces for computers. I can put a hard drive in a computer and stuff like that, but don't ask me anything more technical than that. So yeah, I have not a clue how to actually create a website. So I know there's different template sites that you can use, but I don't understand it all, so I'm not sure. It's something to think about, I suppose. If anybody knows of any very simple template sites that preferably are free, but they're simple to use but are fairly decent quality, that would be, just let me know and I can have a nosy, see what I think. Like I said, I've not decided as yet what to do, so because the painting's just a hobby for me, you see, and I don't really want to get that engrossed in making it a business, because if I start doing that, I'll not have time for my hobby, you know what I mean, and I don't know, it takes the enjoyment out of something I enjoy if a hobby for me becomes a business. Yeah, I don't know. We'll soon find out. It's something for me to think about anyway. Right, so Laddie decided he's going to stretch out on the couch beside of me. He's quite chilled out here. Just because I mention your name doesn't mean to say you need to look up and start moving. You can lie down again. Oh, yep, here he comes. Here he comes. I've spoiled it now. I've spoiled it now. Here he is. Here he is. Here he comes to wreck the day. Here's my good boy. Hey. Pardon? What did you just say? I'll block your other eye. Oh dear old. Right, so I am thinking that's about it for today. I think I cannot. As I said earlier, my brain's just not working today. I can start talking about something, then all of a sudden it'll switch off, and I have not a clue what I'm talking about. This is actually the second time I've done this video. The first time, well, it was awful. I just got to a stage of talking about something and my brain just shut down completely. And I had not a clue what I was talking about, and everything was quiet for about 5 minutes. I thought, nah, I can't be putting that on. And I was just completely not with it. But I had the cup of coffee with that, brewed myself another cup of coffee. So hopefully this made a bit more, this one was a bit more eloquent than the last one. Anything's possible. Right, so we get to the end of the video and he decides he's going to sprawl all over me again. You see how this works, don't you? What should do? Let's do. Oh yes, before I go, we had a game of Pathfinder, the adventure card game, on Friday night. Oh, it was good. There were 6 of us playing. I tell you what, we only barely managed to win. I think we had 2, possibly 3 blessing cards left in the blessing card deck. You know, the timer. It was a good game. It took a bit for some of us to get to grips with the rules, but once we did, we started flying through it, and it was a fun game. Really enjoyed it. So fingers crossed we might get one done on one of our game sites. We have to wait for a little bit for the game sites to continue. Well, for our Dungeon Saga campaign to start. Well, Scragger's had to go in hospital for a short time for an operation, and he's just about well, he's going to have to wait a few weeks before he can start doing much, so I don't want to get him coming down here, because he lives at Leyland, so it's a bit of a trek to come down here for him at the moment, so I'm not thinking of that yet, but we'll see what happens. We might get a game site in with someone else. So, oh dear, there was another game that I wanted to try solo, and I can't remember what it is now. Never mind, I'll think of it eventually, and we'll try another video. I still have to finish up. I still have to do the Wrath of a Shardalon video, the second Wrath of a Shardalon video, the follows on from the one I did months ago, which I keep forgetting about. I also have to get my crafting table, my arts and craft table out, and get painting more videos. Or get painting more videos, get painting more models. Because I want to make a start on other things, because I've not done anything since I finished painting the Necromancer from Dungeon Saga. I still can't remember his name. It'll be running across the bottom of the screen, I can tell you that now, because I will remember it before I start editing. But yeah, I want to get cracking with the Last Nights on Earth stuff, and I've got lots of other minis I need to paint, and that's before I get Conan and all the other Kickstarters that I've done. Why? So much plastic and resin and metal, so little time. Oh well, but it will have to be done, and I have to give myself a good kicking, and get myself organised and get me concentration levels up a bit more, and my get up and go. Well, that got up and gone ages ago. Enthusiasm, that's the word I'm looking for. Get my enthusiasm kick-started again, because since going down to Northampton, I've just been drained, and then I started off with dizzy spells and tinnitus last weekend, and not pleasant at all. But that's what fibromyalgia does to you, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Yes, completely unscripted, so you're going to get me babbling on. If I'm on a good day, it's probably something that's coherent and possibly worth listening to. Though don't hold me to that, because, well, anything can happen when I start talking. And then you got days like this where it just might seem like babble. And then there's days when I just have absolutely no control over my what's the word I'm looking for? My mental faculties and my eloquence, and you probably just get lots and lots of silences, loads and loads of well, loads more than usual, and absolute drivel. But there's the breaks, depending on what my Monday's like, depends on how the videos go. Needless to say, some will be better than others. Right, so that is it for this video. One more thing, I know it's a day late, but yesterday was Mother's Day here in the UK, so very happy Mother's Day to all mothers and grandmothers around. I know it's a few weeks off yet for the American and the Greek and a few other countries. For some strange reason we all have different Mother's Days, but UK one was yesterday, so happy Mother's Day to all mothers. And well, that's it from me. So until next time, hopefully, oh dear Lord, if hopefully I can get the Necromancer paintings started uploading. But that's it. Until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.